Oh, you mean how you,
When we're solving these linear equations, yeah, when we're solving the linear equations, we want to make sure that we're doing what? You were like on a roll. You were like, you mean like?
when you were saying to make x or y negative, and one of the numbers to times itself or something like that?
That's it. So if you got, say, that's exactly what I mean. So if you got 3x plus 4y equals 12, right? And 6x plus 5y equals 30, right? You have two equations, right? What x is easier to get opposite? Is it easier to make 3 an opposite 6, or is it easier to make 4 an opposite 5?
3 and 6.
3 and 6. It's easier to make a 3 a 6, right? How do you make 3 a 6?
Cut it.
3.
Cut it in half.
You could cut it in half, but that's never fun. Fractions?
No.
Oh, bad. Not bad, but I mean harder. Okay? So instead of cutting it in half,
Double the 3.
double it. But if you want it to be opposite, if one of them's positive, the other has to be
Negative.
okay? That's the key. That is the absolute crucial crux to these problems. You have to make an x opposite or a y opposite. That is the absolute crux of the problem. Okay? Once you figure out, oh, it's all about just making one of the variables the opposite of the other one, then the problem becomes, well, how do I make it? Well, then it's not too bad most of the time, because this is negative 2 times 3, negative 6, x. Negative 2 times 4, negative 8, y. Negative 2 times 12, negative 24. Right? And then all of a sudden, I add these up, this goes away, this becomes negative 3y equals 6? Okay? Alright, still with me? So what's y? Negative 3, and I get negative 2. If I have a whole number,
So, what about the 3 over 24? It won't be, it's not a negative 6?
where?
Where you have 3 over 24. No, you should
30.
Never mind.
30, yeah.
30.
We added a negative number,
Yes.
which means, yeah, now we subtract, they kept the sign of the greater number, boom, 6. Right? So now what you really want to do here is grab an equation. Which one? Which has the better x? Come on, somebody. Which x is better, 3x or 6x? Okay. Why?
Because we can multiply the two. Or what do you, I don't even know what we're doing, I just guessed.
I know, because you just guessed. I knew you just guessed, but that's okay. It doesn't matter which one, right? The reason I would say 3, I have an actual reason. Not that I guessed, but because 3's smaller. 3 is a smaller number. I like 3 better than I like 6. It really doesn't matter. But because 3 is smaller, I'm going to grab it. What am I saying? I'm saying 3x times 4y. What's y in this case? Negative 2. Equals 12. Because 3 is smaller, it would be more easy for me to do the math. That's all I'm saying. That's why I would grab the 3x and not the 6x. Does it matter if you grab the 6x? No. 6x plus 5 times negative 2 equals 30. It won't matter, because when I do the math, negative 8, right? So 3x minus 8 equals 12. So 3x equals 20. So x equals 20 over 3. Wow, I'm glad we found y first, because this is a fraction. And that would have been hard to plug in, right? Let's see if it's the same problem, though. Are we doing it right? 10 negative, so 6x minus 10 equals 30, right? So then I've got 6x equals 20. So I got x equals 20 over 6. Uh-oh, something went wrong.
It's not, no, because you add 10 to both sides, so it'd be 6x equals 40.
Oh, thank you.
No, sorry.
Good. I'm paying attention. It should be the same on both sides. So if you did it on both sides, and you're like, wait a minute, something's wrong. Nope, something is wrong. Something went wrong. You did the wrong math, because it should be, no matter what, 40 over 6, which is
6 plus 6 and
20 over 6, or 20 over
3.
3. Okay? And that's going to be like a little less than 7, right? So 6 and
6 plus 6 and
6 and 2/3.
6.
Okay? So what is my intersection? My intersection is at 6 and 2/3 and negative 2. What's really cool here is if we decided to do the y's first and we got this, then all we would really have to do is watch this. This is just as fun. I'm going to keep it on there. All we really have to do is say you did the y's, you got rid of the you found the x's, right? So you found the x's, and how'd you find the x's? Well, to find the x's, 6x plus 5y equals 30, and and 3x plus 4y equals 12, right? So maybe you decided, I'm going to get rid of the y's. For whatever reason, it doesn't matter why. How would you get rid of the y's? Well, you would multiply this by 4, and maybe a negative 4, and this by 5. Because that would make this a negative 20, and this a positive 20. Right? So, how would you do it through? Well, everybody on the block gets the paper, so I got negative 24x minus 20y equals minus 120. And then I have everybody on the block gets the paper, so I have 15x plus 20y equals 60. And then I do the math, these cancel, and I get 9, negative 9 equals negative 60. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then what?
Divide both sides by negative 9.
Divide both sides by negative 9?
Oh,
But it should come out, should be what? X equals 60 over 9. Is that right?
Looks good.
Or 20 over 3? Because
Yes.
3 goes into both of them?
Yes.
See? No matter which way you do this, it's the same. Okay.